have invocation by Alderman McDowell. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord God, we thank you, we praise you, we come together again as a city council, as we get ready to conduct the city of Markham business. We ask you, Lord, to enter into this council chambers and bless us to do everything decent and in order, Lord. We ask you, Lord, to bless all the moms coming up on this Mother's Day season. Bless us as we get ready to enter into our summer season. We ask you, Lord, to cover all of our police officers and all of our residents as we guide through this neighborhood. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Ashford,
Here.
Alderman McDowell,
Present.
Alderman Barron,
Present.
Alderman Hampton Hauser,
Present.
Alderman Jones. Marcus is present.
Yes, when he comes in, just mark.
We have a quorum.
All right. Approval of regular city council meeting minutes for April 20th, 2022.
Okay, Mayor Akawa,
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the April 20th, 2022 meeting as presented with any corrections noted.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Barron, second by Alderman Hampton for approval of regular city council meeting minutes for April 20, 2022. Question? Roll call?
Alderman McDowell,
Yes.
Alderman Hampton Hauser,
Yes.
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
motion carried.
Authorization claims and accounts, the bill list.
Yes, Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the authorizations and claim list for 1 second, Mayor. For May 4th, 2022, which reads as follows. Corporate, $349,535.69. We have water and sewer, $198,136.33. Solid waste, $10,304 even. Motor fuel, $32,742.40. We have the Markham Senior Living Complex, $11,916.40. Roller rink, $9,715.59. Hotel motel, $3,168.63. We have Tix Dixie Highway, $140,093.36. Tiff Jevick Business Park, $988.24, which gives us a total of $756,664. Manual checks balancing out to $1,924, which gives us a grand total of $758,524.64.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Hampton, second by Alderman Barron for approval of bill list authorization claims and accounts. Question? Roll call?
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
Alderman Hampton Hauser,
Yes.
Alderman McDowell,
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, there are no special presentations tonight,
Ooh, something.
so we'll go right over to the city attorney's report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, and members of the public. With respect to the city attorney's report, it appears under 8. Starting off with 8A, there's a proposed resolution approving the extension and renewal of the proclamation and declaration of a continued local state of emergency within the city of Markham, and approving the mayor's determination regarding modifications of in-person meetings in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, May 4th, 2022.
Mayor Powell,
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve resolution number 22-R-679, which reads a resolution approving the extension and renewal of the reproclamation and declaration of the continued local state of emergency within the city of Markham, and approving the mayor's determination regarding modifications to in-person meeting in response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Hampton, second by Alderman Barron to approve resolution for the extension and renewal of the reproclamation of the declaration of the continued local state of emergency with the city of Markham as read. Roll call?
Alderman McDowell?
Yes.
Alderman Barron?
Yes.
Alderman Hampton Hauser?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we have a proposed ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 33 of the City Code to create the position of commander in the police department in the city of Parma. Before you decide on this, if you would take a look at page 3. Page 3, there's 2 changes that you noted. And that's under section 2. Then you have the paragraph 33.01.
Mhm.
Go down to where it says B, deputy police chiefs or chiefs of police, it should read 1.
One.
And then under C, which is 1 police commander will be added, and under D, it says 2 lieutenants, and that should be 1 as well.
Okay.
So the overall effect is now, it's reads 1 deputy chief of police under B and 1 lieutenant under D.
Mhm.
Right, Powell?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we waive the reading of ordinance 22-29. Ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 33 of the Code of the Markham to create a position of commanders in the Markham Police Department in the city of Markham, Cook County, Illinois with, oh, never mind, go ahead.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion and a second, but just for the record, please show in attendance Alderman Jones that just got. Okay. Motion by Alderman Barron, second by Lady McDowell for waiving the reading for the ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 33, City Code to create position of Commander, Police Department, City of Markham. Roll call?
Alderman Hampton Hauser?
Yes.
Alderman Barron?
Yes.
Alderman McDowell?
Yes.
Alderman Jones?
This is the waiver reading?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. Mayor Ed Powell, I make a
Yes.
motion that we approve ordinance number 22-02329, or ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 33 of the Code of Markham to create the position of commander in the police department, the city of Markham, Cook County, Illinois.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Barron, second by Lady McDowell for approval of ordinance amending Title III, Chapter 33 as read. Question?
Mayor, should we have, I'm sorry, should we have also stated in there with the corrections?
I meant to say that, thank you.
Yes.
Alderman.
Yes.
With the corrections?
I'd like to amend my motion to include the stipulations by our
Yes.
city attorney.
Yes. Mhm.
Yes, okay, now we'll entertain question.
All right, so that's on page 3, we have 2 lieutenants, 4 sergeants, 12. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I was looking at this, you know, and when you first came in there, you did a great job of cleaning out the police department. I remember we had 4 deputy chiefs, we had very top heavy. So I was really proud when you came and started cleaning the house up and started reducing this. So when I saw this back on the agenda for a new one, I'm like, oh, man, you know, where do we stand? Because, you know, what I know we need now is patrolling, you know, I know people on the street, and that's what the people are crying for, is patrolling, police officers. And I mean, so I'm seeing another position being created, you know, it raised concerns to me, you know, and I spoke to you earlier about my concerns about, you know,
Right.
this particular position. So-
Well, I hope you're glad to see that I caught in here that we had 2 deputy chiefs, and I just got rid of another one sitting here.
Okay.
So I'm trying to eliminate chiefs. We need more Indians.
Mhm.
So at this point, we're really just gonna have 3 in admin. That's really kind of how it's gonna be. You know, we had 4, but we're gonna have 3 on the admin side. And then we'll have a little bit of strength at the bottom, but it'll be more Indians anyway. That's really what the goal is. So
Okay.
we'll leave some room for the, you know, for the new interim to express himself, but not to create more positions. We don't want to do that.
Good.
So I don't think that's on his agenda. I think it's to really just kind of see if we can let the dust settle and see if we can start doing a couple of things and see where we go from there.
All right.
You know,
Now, with the budget being passed, how does this fit in with the new budget? You know,
no,
since it's-
no money differences at all. There's no change, just a name change.
Okay.
You know, I mean, that's all that the current lieutenant, as I had tried to explain that this was kind of an exclusive matter to where that position, I think I was kind of told some time ago by Alderman Barron to get it together, and I didn't, and you brought that up, well, why didn't we? But the thing is that we owe that to do it right anyway, just clean it, it's just housekeeping at this point. It's not anything wrong, it's just that why leave it that way? Just clean it up and make it right. So we're not doing anything that's out there. We should have just did the housekeeping a long time ago. We could have did this 3 years ago, right?
Right, and I just, just to point out, is most of your more progressive police departments now, they've done away with any appointed, a civil service rank above sergeant. And the theory behind that is that Markham years ago had a 29-year-old lieutenant. And there was no place for him to go. And now what they do is they've made these appointed positions. And so what they've done is they've eliminated civil service lieutenants and they've made commanders. And this is so that, you can constantly have progressive people in these positions. And this was endorsed years ago by the International Chiefs Association, and I can't even remember all of them, but I questioned it too, because I was actually on the police department when a lot of these towns around us. Tinley Park doesn't have any lieutenants or captains, they're commanders, and they're not civil service rank. So like I said, a lot of your more progressive police departments, this is the way where this is going.
Right, I mean, I understand, I just wish we did it sooner than later, and that's the issue I'm just, I'm stuck with right now.
I brought this up a few budgets ago.
Mhm.
If you-
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but,
Yeah,
and I wasn't under this administration.
I understand, but it's water on the bridge, so, I'm glad what you're doing with the department mayor, with the work.
Downsizing at the top, squeeze them at the top,
Mhm.
make them work at the bottom. No, I'm
Setting
just
them up at the
kidding. I'm
bottom.
just kidding.
All right, so,
So hopefully, I believe that, less is better, We've seen the big conglomerate of a lot of people trying to run something that just doesn't really work. I mean, there's only 5 of us and sometimes we're,
Used to be 10.
I know. So,
Mhm.
and it's good that the numbers are smaller because the conversation gets smaller too. So whatever your pleasure is tonight,
There's a motion on the floor.
yeah, that's where we're at.
I have no further questions.
Okay. All right, let's move on to,
Roll call.
With the
roll
roll
call.
call.
okay.
Alderman Lady McDowell,
Yes.
Alderman Lady Montezuma,
Yes.
Alderman Jones,
No, I'm gonna stand on this one.
Alderman Barron,
Yes.
motion carries.
I don't have any other matters under 8C, 8D, 8E, 8F, or 8G.
All right. Going over to the city clerk's report.
I have no report this evening.
Okay, just 2 things under the mayor's report. Well, make it 3. Obviously, we know that we're in the month for cleanup, so we really want to go after that. I can tell you that even the Southland Regional Mayor's Caucus that I'm part of, the Black Mayor's Caucus, is doing some things with Southland cleanup. So we're really trying to make that a big deal in the Southland. I know that some of us are taking a lot of ownership of the interstates and things like that, and our different on and off ramps and cleanup. So we're really trying to pass the word. So we want to do that here in Markham and encourage people to clean up even more. I think that we've been a good example about cleanup. So I just want to mention that. I'll elaborate more in the upcoming weeks and months to each of you council members. I did mention about staff meetings and things like that. We're going to restore some things with that. And we'll keep you posted on what we're doing. and get you some reports about what's going on in all the departments and certainly the police department. We want to make sure that we're heading towards some hot months. I know that I talked recently with Kim Fox and her office, her staff, about the things that we're going to be doing. And we talked with even the judges, talked with the chief judge yesterday about some things that we need to do, as well as some of the future things that we need to do with the legislators. So these things are very important that we start working on those matters. The last thing is, Mother's Day is coming up. So for you mothers, I wish you all a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
With that, we'll go over to the city administrator's report.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your leadership. Good evening, council and city of Markham. Just real quick, Mayor, just a few updates. Just want to let the good people know that we're continuing to interview developers to try to bring some good viable businesses here. Definitely restaurants are on the top of the order. We know that the city of Markham is in need of some type of sit-down restaurant, whether that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or just 2 to 3. But we definitely are working diligently to make sure that we, address those concerns. I was at the Mother's Day luncheon last Friday there. And some of those seniors actually came up to me and kind of wanted to make sure that we're still focusing on that. So I was really happy to report that we have been in talks with a few restaurants. Also, just real quick, just want to let individuals know in the city that we are working closely with our lobbyists and making sure that we're identifying grants as well as on the federal and state and county levels. Anything that's going to continue to push the city of Markham forward. We're not settling for the status quo. We are really trying to push this city forward. There are going to be changes, and we just have to embrace those changes, especially when everything is going in a positive direction. Last but not least, just know that we're really trying to diversify the tax base, and just looking forward to the city of Markham continuing to move forward. That's it, Mayor.
All right, thank you very much. Going over to Aldermanic and Ward reports. Alderman Jones, good evening.
Good evening. I'm gonna be short. I'd like to say thank you, Mayor, for the April 29th Mother's Day event. I like how you walked that walk. You really put a show on.
Swag.
You all did a fabulous job, beautiful decorations. I applaud the people who came out and the people who took care of it. I mean, job well done, very well done. Also I like to commend you all for in my area, as far as a tree fell down on Plymouth, and you all came out and cut it down. You actually tried to cut more houses down, down the block. You clean up, so official said, hey, it's brick, man, it's good. So fabulous job.
Mr. Wheeler.
Yes, Mr. Williams, and others, yes. So, for that, and then also, for cleaning up some of these houses, I've been having issues with people with stolen cars in the backyards. So please, neighbors and constituents, if you all see cars or a vacant house with a car in it, call the police. There should be no cars in vacant houses. So if you see a car, call the police and we get it out of there, because there's been several in Canterbury that's been stolen. So please, we need your eyes. The cops can be everywhere. Once again, let's bring the neighbor back in the hood. We don't live in the hood, let's bring the neighborhood back. So that's what we're looking for now. So if you buy a vacant house and you see something strange activity going on, please call the police. Please call your local alderman. Please call your mayor. Let us know so we can get involved to get those houses cleaned up. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Jones. Good evening, Alderman Barron.
Good evening. Same thing. Friday's luncheon was just as nice as the year before, and it was funny, and it seemed like everybody had a great time. So I was just happy to be a part of it. Some of the trees that I've identified that are dangerously hanging over streets. On my way here tonight, they were working on one. They're not taking the tree down, but they're cutting the portion that's hanging over the street. This one happens to be by Markham Park School, which I find extremely dangerous. So I've also identified some ditches. I'm hoping that Todd can get caught up with everything, and between him and Ed, I can get a little bit of ditch work done in the very near future. The only time you can really tell is in the rainy season between now and fall. During the summer, they're nice and dry. It's kind of hard to, identify them. And the same thing to all the mothers in Markham. I wish a happy Mother's Day, and to my colleagues that are on the council.
Thank you.
Treasurer and the clerk.
All right. Thank you very much. Good evening, Lady Hampton.
Well, good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Council. Everyone that's in attendance or watching on our website as well. I just have a few things. I want to thank everyone who attended the coffee sip. My coffee sip, we had awesome conversations. Within that coffee sip, we had an opportunity to educate individuals on exactly how the protocol works in our municipalities. Sometimes you make a phone call or whatever, you think something's supposed to happen right away, but there is protocol. So it's about educating our constituents to know exactly how things actually move forward in our community. So once they're educated, whatever, they won't be so anxious to call you 24 times a day on the same matter. So that was awesome. Also, starting on June 1st, the constituents in Ward 1, our seniors, and whomever wants to participate, the first and the third Monday and the Thursday, we will be having bingo on Thursday. We will be at King Park, and we will be in the new building in King Park. We'll be having bingo on the first and the third Monday. And then the first and the third Thursday is probably going to be line dancing, painting, or some other activity. I do agree from the coffee sip that you stated that we need to have something in our ward because everybody don't drive long distance or over to the other side of town. So I agree with that 100%. So I had conversation with Ms. Brown at the Park District, and we kind of put this together and start in June. So be looking for the flyer in the door in reference to some activities that will be taking place in Ward 1. Also, I want to just have a brief conversation in reference to the shootings that actually took place, Mayor. In my ward, we had a shooting last week, Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday, on Ashland, and then a day later, we had another shooting on Marshfield on our block. Our neighbors are very concerned about that. Unfortunately, we had no one to have any cameras available on the homes to try to see if we can actually try to come to some conclusions in reference to whom these individuals were. So ma'am, I'm just asking that we kind of step up our game just a little bit in our police department to be a little bit more diligent in the wards, show up a little bit more in the wards, because my biggest complaints that I'm getting at this particular point is that they never see a police officer anywhere. So just through conversation, I hope that we can improve on that part, which I'm pretty sure we will. I want to say the luncheon as well, just to ditto back, the luncheon as well was awesome. The Mother's Day luncheon, enjoyed it immensely, and you're absolutely right. Alderman Jones, the mayor got up there and modeled and did a great job, Also, now that the weather is breaking, I know we had a lot of water main breaks over the winter months. So now that the weather is breaking, I did have a meeting with our Public Works Ed, and he gave me a little schedule in reference to how we're gonna go back and repair some of the yards, the driveways, and also, the sidewalks where we had the water main breaks. So the individual residents of Ward 1 that phoned me, I will be getting back with you and give you a roundabout date in reference to when those repairs are going to actually take place. Then also, Mayor, I just want to remind everybody to make sure they look on the back of their water bill. On the back of the water bill, it specifically tells everyone do's and don'ts in reference to what they should and should not place outside for our cleanup week, which the cleanup week will be the week of May 9th through the 12th. So please get an opportunity to look on the back of your bill and it tells you specifically what you can and cannot do. So if we don't follow the rules and regulations or whatever, you put something out there, you're gonna be upset because they didn't pick it up. But look on the back of the letter of our water bill and it tells you specifically what you should and should not place out there. One more thing, Mayor. Happy Mother's Day to everyone who it applies to. I think that, I knew it was something else, but I just can't think of it at this present moment. But
Okay.
happy Mother's Day, and that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Alderlady Hampton. Good evening, Alderlady McDowell.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council and residents that are present on this evening. In the second ward, Mayor, I received a phone call from one of the residents in the 6400 block of Woods, and she had plenty of concerns. She's asking that we send out the postcards again for the dogs. She has one particular house that I will give the police department. That is actually, she's walking her dog. The dog name is Obama. And he's messing in everybody's yard and she's walking the dog with no leash and she's asking for help. She's also concerned about the speeding. She said the high speeding that's taking place on Wood Street. I really don't know. I know we can't put speed bumps there. But she's asking for more patrol for the police to monitor because she said it is really, really getting bad with the high speeding on Wood Street. I think a couple weeks ago, I mentioned about the speed hump bumps to see what the update was, because they're not only speeding on Woods, they're speeding on my street and throughout a whole lot of other streets in our town. So we really need to see if we can get the speed humps or the speed bumps. Also, we have some new people moved in 165th block in Woods with the loud music. We did call the police and have the police go out to this particular home. But I think we need to probably send out our flyers again for the loud music. And also, as I began to do my daily tour throughout the ward, I'm starting to see a lot of barbecue pits, Honorary, Woods, Calatonia. People are pulling their barbecue pits out in front of the house. So I will speak with Robbie in the Building and Housing Department, and I know the particular addresses of where I saw these barbecue pits at today. And lastly, I would like to wish every mom, grandma, aunties, godmothers, mothers are special dear to each and every one of our hearts. I lost my mom at a very early age, but I want to wish each and every mom a wonderful, happy Mother's Day. And that will conclude my report for this evening.
Mayor?
Yeah.
I just remembered. Can I just
Okay,
make
sure,
this
sure,
one?
sure.
Yesterday I was out, we had pretty heavy rain yesterday. So yesterday I was riding my ward yesterday and I noticed that on the corners, we were flooding out, because the sewer covers were kind of covered up with debris. So I made the phone call to Ed and Ed says, Bree, he says, look right behind you. So it was him and it was the other crew that was coming through and making sure that they clean out the sewer to make sure that the drainage, the water, drained correctly. So I want to thank Public Works, kudos out that they're actually on top of that as well, Mayor. And I know there's one more, but that's it, Mayor. I'm not
That
going
was
to
it?
interrupt anymore, I promise.
That's okay. I just was going to make a comment to you all about, as the warm months come in, I think I had mentioned that, we were meeting with Kim Fox and we were meeting with the judges and clear to deal with legislative law. And we met with a group of mayors and police chiefs in Calumet Park last month. And it was to try to get ahead of some of the problems that are out there with shootings and that kind of thing. You make different changes, in your leadership to go in different directions. So dealing with the patrol efforts and the speeding and loud music and things that we're dealing with, you should see some pretty swift results coming up of what we intend to do And I'll make that clear, like I said to you. Each of you have to go back into the wards and have information. So I'm gonna make sure you have it, that you can go back and tell them what we're doing.
Mhm.
I think better, it'll be more that you'll see it. So I think that's really what change is about. You should see the results. You shouldn't just talk about it. So,
Yes.
so I'll give you something tangible, but, in writing and things about what we're doing. But we're gonna meet about these things and go after it.
Mhm.
Because again, I think, not to belabor the point, we'll talk about these things as I talked about individually with you all. There's a method to how we turn this around
Mhm.
and to continue to turn it around. And we're doing it as a group and we've been doing it for quite a while. So we'll just reiterate how we're going after it. You all keep adding those things that you're adding to it and we'll keep going after it. So thanks for what you're doing to support that effort, because I'm trying to do the best I can with it and I appreciate all the help that you all give me too. So thank you. But okay, with that, we'll go over to public session. If you did not sign in, we'll give you a break here. You can sign or we can just let you, if you want to stand and
Mayor
speak, we can
Rankine,
do that.
I make a motion that we open the meeting to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I have it. Good evening. Let's see here. We got anybody on the list here?
No, we don't.
Okay, but we do have people in the audience. So if you didn't sign up, and you want to speak, we can let you just stand and speak and give your name.
My name is Eugene Thompson, Hayes, and I didn't sign, I wasn't gonna say it, but I was curious about the white tents at the Market Rotary. I'm sure you're gonna expound on it.
Yes, we have a contract right now with a movie studio that's working with us over at the roller rink. So they'll be with us for several months over there doing some things. We still have the leverage or longitude, I would say, to do what we want over there as well. And we're still working on what we want to do for the community. But we worked out something with them for an opportunity here in the Southland to do some things with movies. And so I've been kind of telling people that we're doing that without getting real specific, because some of these agencies don't like the name like up in lights real big, but people talk and it's okay, that it's better it goes that way, that they talk that way than any other way, than us saying it, so to speak. But that, I can't say that much, because that's public record, that we've got a contract with a movie company. And it's for a few months. It's a good opportunity for people. We have several people who are in acting in the Southland. And they're getting an opportunity to go over there. And they're doing things with extras and jobs and different things like that for people too.
So are they gonna help open the skating rink or? is it
We're
gonna-
working on that, but that has helped us.
Oh,
But we're working on that anyway, but they have enhanced that effort for us to get our part of it quicker. So we're gonna be opening up. Yeah, well, our plan was,
no specific date yet?
our plan was for in June to try and get open, at least on the weekend. Anybody else? Any other questions from the public? Anybody else want to stand? Question? All right,
Make a motion that we close the meeting to the public.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, guys have it. Anybody want to take item 14?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Guys have it. Good evening, everyone. Good night.